Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Shane. I posted an update video a couple days back. A couple months ago, we were heavily reacting to the new news that was coming regarding the Mica Miller case. I'm still super interested in finding out more and what we know now and what has changed since the last time we took a look at this case. As usual, I will leave the video I'm reacting to today down in the description, and I highly recommend checking out these original creators and leaving them a little bit of support. The video I'm reacting to today has a pretty heavy title, and it's a topic that we just started covering again a couple months ago when we were talking about this case. I haven't watched this video yet. I wanted to react to it with you guys. And also, if you have any more information about this case, please leave it down in the comments, as I'm super interested in hearing more.
Hello all. Before we start, I just want to warn everyone that today's subject matter is dark and may be triggering for some listeners. Also, throughout the video, you will hear cuts from JP's neighbor's 911 call.
I thought it was important to leave her disclaimer in there, so we'll continue with today's video, and I have no idea what we're about to hear.
Human trafficking is defined by the U.S. Department of State as crimes whereby traffickers exploit and profit at the expense of adults or children by compelling them to perform labor or engage in commercial sex.
Again, that's why I left a disclaimer in here. Heavy topic, but I want to see how it ties into this case.
This is Horry County Dispatch. Can I help you?
Sure, I was talking to a lady. She sent me you.
Okay.
What I'm calling for, we're in the neighborhood of Cascades. This is where that preacher guy, which everybody knows is crazy out here, and his wife apparently, which we know she didn't shoot herself.
Quote, the range of activities involved when a trafficker uses force, fraud, or coercion to compel another person to engage in a commercial sex act or causes a child to engage in a commercial sex act.
I know the last time we watched something, or at least I did, where Regina Ward was covering Mica's case in her estate and working with her sisters, they were talking about passing Mica's law, which I don't even know the state of at the moment. That's why I want to get updated and on the same page as everybody. But it basically covered the act of coercion. Although JP Miller may not have pulled the trigger, did he cause her cause of death regardless?
Hi, I'm Detective Joseph Scaramucci with the McLennan County Sheriff's Office. I've worked hundreds of trafficking cases over the past 6 years, and I want to share with you what I've learned about traffickers and buyers. First, we have to understand that human trafficking, like all industries generating profit, is about supply and demand. We know that the supply side of human trafficking is the victims, the people who are used and exploited. The demand side is the buyers, the people who are seeking to pay for the services provided by victims.
I mean, we can do a whole series on this topic, but I'm just kind of letting this play to give you guys a little bit of background information. Just gives you a little bit of context into what we might be looking at further into this case.
And the person in the middle is the trafficker. The trafficker is a person who, through force, fraud, or coercion, is providing the victim to the buyer. So who are these sex traffickers? In sex trafficking, a trafficker may be better known as a pimp. Now take a minute and think about what comes to mind when you think of the word pimp.
I'm going to take a second and answer his rhetorical question. What automatically comes to my mind, and I'm sure many of you, if I can speculate accurately, is you imagine typically a male. There can be female pimps as well, but that they would have typically a handful of girls, definitely 1, 2, usually strung out on something because they need something from their pimp. They're getting supplied with something. Rugs, or maybe alcohol or some other substances, or even possibly a place to live, a place to rest their head at night. And in return, this pimp will sort of send out his girls to clients to then bring back some money. That's what comes to my mind. Let's hear what he has to say.
Based on music and movies, you probably have a pretty distinct image of what comes to mind. But as someone who has encountered and arrested a lot of pimps over the years, I have to tell you, most don't look like this. These stories remind us that traffickers come in many forms. They could be from the United States, or they could be from another country. They could be family members or partners of the victims, or total strangers.
I was always told as a kid, you know, obviously don't go into somebody's car. I wonder if it's more common with trafficking for it to be strangers. I say that because I was always kind of told as a kid that the people that might hurt you are probably people that you know. So that's why I'm wondering how much of this is strangers. Are these traffickers trying to get close to potential victims, or are they just sort of scoping out and waiting for opportunity?
Traffickers can be male or female. They could be individuals, part of an organized group, or gangs. Another group guilty of human trafficking is recruiters. A recruiter is used by a trafficker to find potential victims. These recruiters often seek out vulnerabilities that make a person easier to manipulate. Things like low self-esteem, history of abuse, running away from home, or unsupervised internet access increase a young person's vulnerability. Recruiters look for their victims in places where youth are often unsupervised.
A bunch of Filipino girls or except I don't know if what's going on in there, but the neighbor also saw him beating one of those girls up not too long ago. He can be, you know, tell the police about it. The mail lady just went down there and she said there's always different young Oriental girls in that house, and then they're now.
So that, I'm assuming, is the Oriental girl that they're talking about in that voicemail?
I guess I don't know what he's going. I know they're doing an investigation into her death because she had just filed for divorce and all, and, you know, we all know her from running and everything, and she ended up dead. But I think somebody might want to go by that house and see what's going on, because it don't look good for this neighborhood. And her mom's out here, there's older people out here in this neighborhood. Something's going on.
So that voicemail is just confirming that there was suspicion within the neighbors.
Y'all might want to check it because there's something going on. They got like sheets all over the windows and don't look right in this neighborhood.
They have what all over the window?
Like I said,
Oh, sheets.
it look like they got sheets put over it now since all this. And we did see him fly in there and then fly out of there because he almost hit us in his blue truck and he took off. That was on Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he sneaked in there and leave. But those Orientals in there, and like I said, I think that was her house.
J.P. Miller, I believe, had a couple of cars, but I don't recall it being a blue pickup truck.
But you heard about it. There's everything going on with the, what's the name? Rock Church, Solid Rock Church.
Okay.
And it's the Miller, J.P. Miller, and like you say, she filed for divorce. 2 days later, she's dead. So there's something going on in there. It's been going on a while. Like I said, the neighbor saw one of them, the boy, because he's real crazy, beating the girl on the back, but I don't know why he didn't call the police.
I'm sorry. The neighbor just said he didn't use names, but he just said somebody witnessed a boy beating a girl in the back and nobody called police.
Said that she committed suicide, but all the people got Facebook. They know he killed. You know how that goes.
Right.
He beat it all the time. He really did. He's a crazy guy.
Beautiful.
He involved the young kids and young girls, and of course the church now is just saying that. Somebody should come and say that a lot longer, and she'd be alive today.
I know we talked about speculation of there being trafficking at Solid Rock. Before the end of this video, I want to take a look and see if their website and Facebook page is still down. It was as of about a month ago.
I don't know if there's any weapons in there. I know they said the girl shot herself. I don't know if it happened there. Somebody told me that the mail, they thought she did in Charleston, which don't make sense, but nobody knows. No, I don't know what's going on inside that house or not.
Right.
There's a black car out there. I know they got the windows and all. They'll see when they see the house.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mica Miller had been last seen driving a black vehicle. I don't know if that's the black vehicle he's referring to in this phone call. I'm assuming this is coming from just a neighbor speaking about the days after Mica Miller's passing. He talked about sheets being hung in the windows, and everybody seems confused on the details. He doesn't know if it happened at the house. Last thing we know, it's alleged that she had shot herself at Lumber River State Park in a completely different state in North Carolina. I think I have a lot of catching up to do. Even the neighbor cackled for a moment. It's almost that tale as old as time.
Small aircrafts are able to use grass runways along the coast.
I wanted to include that small clip about the runways because we know that J.P. Miller had access to private jets funded through the Solid Rock community, and he had taken off shortly after like the FBI investigation was launched. I did a whole video on it a few months back.
I have no idea, but the post lady did it always, and she saw them in a while ago. So they came to the door and got some packages she delivered. She knows there's always something, and the other man that used to be there, there's always something shady going in there with that boy and everything. But yeah, they're young.
I'm so sorry for laughing, but even the post people, the mail carriers are talking about something suspicious going on. Typically, I don't have people wondering what's going on at my house. Oh, okay, the rest of the video has copyrighted music, so I can't play the rest. Again, I highly recommend going to check it out. This just heavily focuses on the human trafficking aspect, but I really need to look further into what is going on with the Solid Rock community. I don't know why I just closed that. Solid Rock Ministries, South Carolina. Okay. I have to be careful because sometimes a different church pulls up altogether. I remember the logo being some sort of orange, and I'm not seeing it pop up right away. So the website may still be down. Are they still posting to their YouTube channel? Solid Rock. Oh my gosh, I might have to go back in my own video and look up what they changed their channel name to. It used to be Solid Rock Ministries or something like that, but they changed it, and now I can't recall what it was. I'm going to do a little bit of diving off camera, see if I can't find their YouTube channel again. For now, I'm just gonna jump onto Facebook and see if they have a Facebook page still running. I don't know. Let's see if this is it. Okay, I am not seeing that either. So it looks like their social media still isn't really up and running. You know what I'm literally going to do? I just want to know if there's something major that happened that I'm missing. So before I let you guys go for today, unless you already left me, I'm gonna do a little more digging because I'm only seeing stuff from like 3 months ago. There's an interview here. I don't know if I saw...
Howdy. My name's Curtis. I'm a proud United States Marine.
Hi, Curtis. I don't know if I saw this interview yet. It's only 8 minutes long. That might be worth reacting to. It's immediately starting right outside Solid Rock. This video will also be linked down below if you want to see the whole thing. For weeks since the death of Mica Miller, protesters have lined up outside Myrtle Beach area church. These were all the protests.
I have great peace about between me, God, and my wife is that I was the best husband I could possibly be, and if I were to do it over again, I don't think I could have done any better. And so because of that, in the midst of all this war and chaos, I have great peace in that area.
Okay, so he thinks he was a good husband. Okay, perfect. Mica's family has declined recent requests for interviews by the Sun News. I wonder if at this point they're just, in response to J.P. Miller's claims, Regina Ward, the Francis family's attorney, said, this is John Paul spinning his web. Mica was mentally healthy until she got snared in his web, July 15th, 2024. And that was a comment made by Mica's family that she wasn't on medication or even sought mental health help until after she was married to JP. And remember that JP was actually her second husband. The following is JP Miller's account of his wife's mental... Good Lord! The following is John Paul Miller's account of his wife's mental illness that he says led to her death.
I've been asked first why I spoke that Sunday morning, why I would get up and preach after my wife passed away the night before, or the day before. And I don't know if anyone has ever taken any psychology classes that could help me understand exactly what I should have done. You know, you spend 7 years trying to keep somebody alive with medicine, and their family convinces them to stop taking the medicine, and so then you spend 3 months every single day for 3 months doing whatever you can to keep her alive, whether it's going to family, friends, her pastor, her counselor, policemen, judges, doctors. I did everything I could, lawyers, whatever I could, to get her medicine and help her take it. And she would not take her medicine because her family didn't want her to. And so in that moment when I got the phone call, it was late Saturday night, I felt like the world's biggest failure. My life is, as I knew it was over completely, and my worst fear had come upon me. And 10 hours later, I was supposed to preach, and I didn't know what the right thing to do was. I didn't know if I stay at home, I might kill myself. If I sit at home by myself, I might be depressed. If I go off with a friend.
I'm going to cut this. We've saw this interview before. I remember actually reacting to it. So you're telling me that that's the most recent update? Oh, no, 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 no. Let me know if you guys know anything further down in the comments. I wanted to just be able to kind of update myself and see where we were at in this case. And it seems like we're at a standstill. Oh boy. Okay. I don't want to let this case go because it really, again, it just doesn't sit right. Let me know what you guys think down below. I will come back with another video if I have more updates or more interesting information. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please show me by leaving a like. Also, please consider subscribing. That way you don't miss any new videos. And I hopefully will see you guys in my next one. Bye.